Hello everyone, welcome to ShailajaIAS and welcome to the PYQ Decoder class. This is Subhash. So today we'll be continuing with the polity classes. Today is the class 6 and today we'll be taking unit 6 and unit 7. First we'll see which are the important macro themes which we saw in class 1. With respect to unit 6, the important macro themes are the federal structure, the relation between center and state, it might be the legislature, the executive, and how judiciary also is coming into play with respect to maintaining the federal structure of the constitution of our India. Then scheduled areas. See the 5th schedule, 6th schedule, and the acts linked to 5th schedule, 6th schedule, the executive, how they are acting, the government, how they are acting. Every year, one question is coming from 5th schedule and 6th schedule. You see Ladakh is in news, Jammu Kashmir is in news. They are asking for to be included, Ladakh to be included under 6th schedule. So this area becomes very important for prelims 2026. Next you have constitutional amendments, where every year one or the other question is coming related to link to constitutional amendment. It might be the recent amendment acts, or it might be with respect to the constitutional amendment 10th schedule itself, or in relation with speaker, in relation with president, with respect to political parties. Questions are coming time and again. We'll start with the question asked in the last 5 to 6 years. We'll see how the themes are getting repeated again and again, my friends. So, the federal structure linked with constitutional amendment, ratification. So, question is, which of the following require ratification by at least half of the state legislature under Article 368? Constitutional amendment linked with what kind of ratification or majority is required? In the previous classes, when I was speaking about the topic of parliament and majority, I spoke about simple majority, special majority, and special majority with ratification. Ratification of half of the states, right? 50% of states. Also, while removal, you have absolute majority, effective majority, which is very important. See, in 2025, it linked with respect to federal structure linked with constitutional amendment. Which of the following require ratification by at least half of the states, which is affecting the federal structure? For example, list 1 in the union list, that is schedule 7, right? Which list should go to state, which is concurrent, which is union list. Of course, it affects the federal structure. This will be requiring ratification of the states. Extent of executive power of states. Obviously, executive power of the state is also linked to the federal structure and federal power. Condition of governor's office. You know, governor's office is not permanent. He works under pleasure of president. Right? Seeing the trap here? How UPSC has kept governor office, since he is a state entity, to confuse us, he has kept conditions of governor office as are requiring ratification for states. But no, it is not a require 50% of states ratification. Why? Central government has direct control over appointments, terms and conditions of governor's office. So, he works under pleasure of president, that is central government can directly take under executive action. So, it doesn't require ratification of half of states. So, answer is 1 and 2. Changes to the 7th schedule, that is including list 1, and the extent of executive power of the state require ratification by at least half of the states under Article 368. Article 368 deals with constitutional amendment. Clear? Understand how the traps are set and how to decode the question? We'll see the next one. 5th schedule in the 2025, the question has been asked. 5th schedule and schedule area. Consider in the following statement regarding scheduled areas. State loses executive power and local body assumes total administration. Is it true? that state loses completely all the executive power? Obviously not. Under the 5th schedule. At least in the 6th schedule, there are autonomous tribal council where they deal with some local matters, right? Local market, agriculture, roads, they will deal with that and they have some power to collect finances. But even there, state government has the executive power over those scheduled areas. So this statement is wrong. Next, statement 2. Union can take total administration and recommendation of governor. Including state government under president rule, okay, states itself can come under president rule and union can take over the total administration. Same way, if there is misadministration or if union deems fit, the president deems fit with based on the governor's recommendation, union can take total administration. You need to have clarity on scheduled areas, 5th schedule, 6th schedule, and what bodies can do, what center government can do, what president can do, what governor can do clearly. Because in the last 3-4 years, every year one question has been coming from 5th schedule, 6th schedule, autonomous tribal council, what governor can do, what president can do. So you have to be having clear idea about the scheduled areas, 5th schedule, 6th schedule, and what are the functions of all the important executive as well as the parliament, which includes, okay, state legislature as well as parliament, and the government, which includes governor, president, central government and state government. Here only statement 2 is correct. The executive power of the state extend to scheduled areas but subject to executive power of the union to give directions for complete administration, or it can take over total administration of the state as well. But state doesn't lose complete executive power and it will not be gone to completely under local body administration. Understood? Now, anti-defection and 10th schedule. Defection is one of the important topic and concepts asked each and every year or alternative years in polity. So consider the following statement. This also was asked in 2025, 3 questions in 2025 from this unit itself. Statement 1. Disqualification subject to president decision. Is under 10th schedule comes under president decision or speaker's decision? Speaker or president, my friends. See, this is the swap of authority. When there is dispute with respect to election, then president comes based on the Election Commission of India's recommendation, he can disqualify. Okay, when there is with respect to election, but disqualification subject to 10th schedule under anti-defection is taken up by who? Speaker. 2023 also question had come with respect to disqualification and speaker's role in that. 2025 again the question has come under anti-defection and 10th schedule. So next, no mention of political party in the original constitution. So is it right? No mention of political party. The term political party was introduced in the constitution via 52nd amendment in 1985. So statement 1 is wrong. Statement 2 is wrong. In the constitution it is mentioned. Okay. So answer is neither one nor 2. No mention of political party in the constitution. It is mentioned in 52nd Amendment Act 1985. So last question also we saw 15% limit for ministers including Prime Minister in the executive. That where did it come from? It came from the amendment. After this 52nd, one more amendment, I think 91st amendment, that 15% was there. And split, okay, split and joining of the political parties was also introduced in that amendment. So here neither one nor 2. Clear? Next, with respect to constitution and which are the parts, schedules, federal structure, constitutional amendment, 2-3 questions are coming every year. This was in 2024. Municipalities. So 73rd and 74th Amendment Act also gave rise to Panchayat. Part 9, right? Municipalities, Part 9A. Cooperative societies, cooperatives, Part 9B. So, which of the following are correct? Municipalities, Part 9A, correct. Emergency, Part 18. Emergency provisions. Amendment is Constitutional Amendment. Article 368 is under Part 20. So, Part 9A covers municipalities. Article 243. Part 18 covers emergency provision, which are national emergency, state emergency, and financial emergency. These are also very important topics for UPSC Prelims, where 1 or 2 questions might come up from national emergency, state emergency, what is the role of Rajya Sabha in the emergency, how does state government evolve, what is the relationship between central and state government during these emergencies, duration of the emergencies, what powers president have, okay, all these are very important with respect to emergencies. Then part 20 deals with constitutional amendment, which we saw already, article 368, question had come in 2025. So all the 3, 1, 2 and 3 all are correct. Next, Parliament amending power. Article 368 states that, now he has asked the definition of Article 368. Article 368 states that Parliament may amend by way of how? Only addition, only variation, or addition and variation, only variation and repeal, or all these 3. If you have read Article 368 by clause, you know we can change the constitution or amend through addition, through variation, through repealing the clauses and acts. So here answer is all the 3, by addition, by the way of variation and repeal. Directly definition has been asked and framed into question in 2024. 2025 again came the question with respect to Article 368. Did you see this, sir? Sir and ma'am? 368 linked to federal structure. Here 2024 Article 368 again was asked, but directly the definition was asked, the clause by clause. What can Article 368 do? What can Parliament do under Article 368 was asked directly. Next, amendment was asked again in 2024. In which of the way 71st amendment added which of the following language in the 8th schedule? Right? Originally there were 14 languages. Now there are 22. So which one was added in the 8th schedule with respect to 71st amendment? Which one are added in the 71st amendment? Konkani, Manipuri, Nepali, Maithili. Maithili was added in 92nd Amendment Act 2003. Maithili, Santali, all these were added in 92nd Amendment Act 2003. Sindhi was added in 21st Amendment Act, 21st Constitutional Amendment Act. Konkani, Manipuri, Nepali were added in 71st Amendment Act. So, answer here is 1, 2, 3. This question is very factual. If you know which amendment added which of the languages to the official language list in the 8th schedule, then you know 14 were there, then Sindhi was added, then 71st Amendment, Konkani, Manipuri, Nepali were added, and Maithili, Santali, all these were added in 92nd Constitutional Amendment Act. So here it's a direct question, it's a factual based question. If you know, you can answer. Konkani, Manipuri, Nepali were added 71st. So 92nd Amendment Act in 2003, Maithili, Santali were added. Clear? You can't predict exact questions, but you can know the concepts, the themes, the areas do get repeated. Now, see again 7th schedule. He asked federal structure and which need ratification. Again asked with respect to 7th schedule in the 2024, my friends. 7th schedule, which of the following statement is correct? Is asked which is state subject, which is union subject, and which are the correct. Interstate trade. Trade is a state subject. Interstate trade is a union subject. Interstate migration is also a union subject. Interstate quarantine is union subject. Correct. You saw during COVID-19. Interstate, not intrastate. See, sir. Logically, how to reduce interstate, in between state coordination linking. Corporation tax, obviously, Nirmala madam reduced the corporation tax, corporate tax. So this also is a union subject. So which of the following is correct here? Only option C. These are what is called elimination questions. Questions are built to get directly answer. Interstate, state subject, wrong. Interstate migration, you are able to understand how he is keeping the trap. State subject, wrong. Interstate quarantine is union, right? But you should get the answer. Corporation tax obviously is not a state subject. Okay, it's a union subject. So 3 options are wrong. Directly you should be able to get the answer, which is union subject. Even though you don't know the complete subject under union, under 7th schedule, list 1, list 2, list 3. Even if you don't know, you should be able to get the answer by just seeing the options and logically decoding it. Clear? Yes. These are the type of questions where you will be able to eliminate options easily and get the answer. Interstate, interstate, interstate union. Only this is correct. Go ahead. Next, again, scheduled areas administration was asked in 23, asked in 25, asked in 24. Every time it is getting repeated time and again. Consider regarding 5th schedule areas. Notification takes place through presidential order. You should know what exactly which executive will take place, what. S1 and S2 is correct. Unit is district and cluster of villages is block. This is how the administration of that is happening and built around. Unit is district, like Zilla Panchayat, how we are, and cluster of villages is block community. Correct. CM submit annual report to Union Home Ministry. Again, the authority swap. Is it CM or is it governor? Any report to center, who will submit? Is it chief minister or the governor? Governor is the agent of the center, right? And he will submit the annual report. The authority swap can be seen. This statement is correct. So, 2 pairs are correct. Which is correct? S1 and S2 are correct. The third pair is wrong. CM will not submit. Authority swap, which I taught you in the very first class of polity orientation, the traps, authority swaps you can see. Governor submit annual report to Union Home Minister, not the CM. So, 2 pairs are right, only 2. Statement 1 and 2 is correct. Statement 3 is wrong here, my friends. Again, anti-defection. Question has come from that. 22. Nominated legislature cannot join party within 6 months. We know he can join party within 6 months. After 6 months, if he join, he will be, okay, he is not disqualified. After 6 months, he is disqualified. He is disqualified. Right. Therefore, nominated legislature can join any party within 6 months. Cannot is there. So, wrong. No time frame for presiding officer to decide the case. This is one of the issue in anti-defection, where the speaker will sit on the case if he is a if his political party is in power and it wants to benefit that party, then the speaker may sit on the case without deciding. So this is because no time frame has been given or mentioned in the constitution or the amendment or the rules. That's why he is able to sit on the case for long period of time or in limbo. So statement 2 is correct. Only 2. A nominated member can join a party within 6 months for taking the seat, and if they join after 6 months, they are disqualified. The law is silent on the decision timeline. With respect to bill, giving assent to the bill also, which is in news, right, my friends? Assent to the bill. There is something called pocket veto, right, in vetoing of the bill. There also, we don't have exact time frame. And while giving assent also, we don't have exact time frame. Even though Supreme Court has suggested, given guidelines, it has been not incorporated in the constitution as such to exact timeline in the articles. So this is also one of the areas where question might come and trap might be set. So be wary of it when these questions and when these traps are set. Be clear about what can constitution mention, okay, what can the constitutional functionaries can do. That if you are clear, you will be able to answer. Here statement 1 is wrong, statement 2 is right, therefore answer is option B. Next, again fifth schedule asked in 2022. My friends, see 22 repeated, 23 repeated, 24 repeated, 25 repeated. Fifth schedule and the functionaries around it are very important. What is the primary consequence of bringing area under the fifth schedule? Okay, how many states are there? 10 states are there. In the comment section, name which are all the 10 states under fifth schedule. What is the primary consequence? Tribes, right? Protection of tribes. Protection of tribes and their tribal rights. So create a local self-governing body. No, we have PESA Act for it. Right? This is also one of the important topic linked with fifth schedule. PESA Act question has been coming from this. Convert area into union territory. No. Declare special category state. No, it is under Article 371. Prevent transfer of tribal land to non-tribal people. One of the important theme under protection of tribal. One of the important point is to prevent transfer of tribal land, prevent exploitation of tribal by non-tribal people. So statement option A is right and all other options are not properly or directly consequence of bringing a state under or area under fifth schedule. Clear? Now we'll go to next question. The federal character feature asked again in 2021, which is a essential feature of Indian federal character. Okay, there are centralizing characters, you guys know. This is a direct easy questions, and there are federal character. Independence of judicial safeguard, yes. Elected representative from constituent units. They might be elected. In China also you have elected, but it's a centralized government, need not be, right? Need not be. Union cabinet having regional party representatives, need not be directly federal in nature. Fundamental right enforceable by court. Okay, but this might be a 50-50 chance. Fundamental rights enforceable by court. That doesn't mean that it's federal in nature. Independence of judiciary, which stems from separation of powers. See, the philosophy of constitution, the political theory is linked with the federal structure, right? Independence of judiciary safeguarded is very important to ensure that there is a federal character. Indian federal character is managed because of independence of judiciary, which stems from separation of power. The centralized is integrated judiciary, right? Integrated judiciary. Supreme Court at the top, then you have High Court, then you have district courts and local courts down. So independence of judiciary is safeguarded. It's the single important thing to ensure that India is federal in nature. Also, if it is independent, then it can take objective decision whenever there is a dispute between center and state, or between two states, or between two states and a center, two or more states and center. Clear? Understand how federal structure is linked with the constitution, linked with the constitutional amendment. Next, one of the important other themes, units where questions are coming every year is bodies. You need not study 80, 100 pages for constitutional body, statutory body, executive body, my friends. One important trick what you want to do here is make a table, or I think you'll find a table where some of the institute might have made. Okay. Take all the constitutional bodies, for example, UPSC, Election Commission of India, CAG, all this you take, okay? If any origin act, articles, chairman and members, okay? Chairman and members, election, or how they are elected, disqualification, what are the functions, okay? All this you make in one table, my friends. One page for constitutional bodies, one page for statutory bodies, and one page for executive bodies. 3 pages are enough. If it is 100, 150 pages in standard book like Lakshmikant, just make it in 3 pages, and the questions doesn't go beyond this. How is the origin? Which are the important articles mentioned, and articles make clauses. How is the removal? How is chairman elected? What are the members? What are the rules for the members to be elected? Okay, what are the functions? All these important terms you just go through, just put single term what is very important to be remembered, and once you do this and revise multiple times, you'll be able to remember and decipher through options in prelims. You have options given, answer given there. You have to ensure whether it is right or not. For this, you just make a table. You need not go in depth. You need not study. For that, you require mains to understand conceptual clarity. To write the answers in mains, you need all the points. But for the prelims, you have to know right or wrong. That's all. For that, 3 tables are enough. One table for constitutional bodies, one for statutory bodies, one for executive bodies. We'll see the questions asked in 2025, my friends. Direct question. How many of these are established as per the constitution? Interstate Council, yes, Article 263. National Security Council, no, it's executive body. Zonal Council, no, it is a statutory body under State Reorganization Act, right? States Reorganization Act 1956, the Zonal Council was added. Very much important is Northeast Council. It was done under a separate act. Here 5 zonal councils were created, right? North, South, East, West and Central Zone. 5 zones were created in Zonal Council under State Reorganization Act 1956. However, for the Northeast Council, separate act was done, and this also is very important and question has been asked. So here, how many? Only 1 pair, right? Only Interstate Council under Article 263. This river dispute, again, federal. See, all the topics are interlinked. All the 9 themes, 9 units which I am teaching you, 8 to 9 units are interlinked, and questions can be coming from all the topics or mix of the topics. Okay, 3 topics, 3 statements can be asked and question can be framed. Here, only 1 interstate council is a constitutional body. Rest are the statutory body, and National Security Council is purely executive body. Next, Ethics Committee was asked in 2024. That was in news because Ethics Committee, I think you might be familiar with Mahua Mohitra case. During that time, Ethics Committee was in news because of that. So question has been directly asked with respect to Ethics Committee of Lok Sabha. Initially a ad hoc committee. True. Only member can make a complaint. No. Any person can make a complaint. Cannot take up sub judice matter. If it is in a court of law, if it is in court, then ethics committee should not consider that. This is also right. Any member can, only member can complain? No, wrong. This you need to know body specifically, and this was in news. This was in news. Same way, bodies are very important if you know, and if any body is in news, you should go through its origin, what all the functions and rules and regulations, okay, and what it can do and what the body cannot do. You can add it to your list of bodies. So it was a standing committee till 2015, okay. Then not only member, any person can give complaint, and if it is under sub judice, under court of law, it cannot take up that matter. So your answer is 1 and 3. 1 and 3 are 2 pairs only. 2 pairs is the answer here. Clear, my friends? Next, Northeastern Council. See, question has been asked in 2024 Northeastern Council. 2025, 3 councils have been asked. 23, okay. Ethics committee has been asked. No, 2024 only ethics has been asked. Constitutional Council in 2025. Northeastern Council was asked in 2024 with respect to planning. The Northeastern Council comprises which of the following members? Governor, correct. Chief Minister, correct. 3 nominees, correct. Home Minister, correct. If you know it, you can answer. This is direct question. If you don't know the Northeast Council Act, Statutory Act, and the functions, the members, how they get elected, then you cannot answer. It's a statutory body. It's a regional planning body. Its membership was expanded in 2000 to include Governor, CM of the 8 states, okay, the 8 sister states of Northeast, 3 nominees, and Home Minister. All these are under Northeast Council Act. So therefore answer is 1, 2, 3, 4. All the 4. Direct question. Again, State Reorganization Act was asked in 2025. Okay. How many delimitation commissions were constituted by the government December 2023? Elections are a part of prelims, okay, syllabus. Election, political parties, thereby linked to defection, thereby linked to census, which is in news, which is linked to delimitation commission. Right. The number of seats and value of seats has been frozen. Which constitutional amendment act? Do comment. How many times delimitation commission was constituted by government till December 2023? Straightforward. 4 in 1952, 1963, 1973 and 2002. Until 2026, okay, the extension of increasing of seats in the parliament has been frozen till 2026, right? Clear? That you should know. Delimitation commission is also very important topic, and question can directly come from how delimitation commission is constituted, who has the power to constitute, what all this recommendation should be accepted by parliament or not. Can it be questioned in court of law? Okay, all these properly points you should know and understand about delimitation commission also, which is very important topic and theme, and all these are linked. Election is one of the important syllabus point and theme under UPSC prelims. Next, constitutional bodies asked in 2023. My friends, see how it is repeating. How many of these are constitutional bodies? Same thing like 2025. NCBC, yes, it was a constitutional body, Article 338B, right? Recently it was added from statutory body to constitutional body. Human Rights Commission, no. Law Commission, no. RDC, no. These are statutory bodies or executive bodies. Only NCBC under Article 338B is constitutional body. Only this is the depth of the question where coming from bodies. Members, functions, appointment, removal, disqualification, just make a table, my friends. 15 Finance Commission was in news. Again, 16 Finance Commission has changed the criteria. It can be in economy or polity under budget also. And 15 Finance Commission Article, 280, right? And you should know in detail Article 280 ka rules. And with respect to State Finance Commission also question has been asked. Okay, here governor constitutes, right? State Finance Commission. That question was there in the last classes. So demographic performance, correct. Forest ecology, correct. Governance is not a part. Stability also is not a part of criteria used. Tax and fiscal efforts are right. So population, area, forest ecology, income, distance, tax and fiscal efforts, and demographic performance. So here answer is only 3. 1, 2 and 5 are correct. Now again it has been changed. You should study about 16 Finance Commission also. Directly question might be not about the criteria, but question do arise from constitutional bodies, and Finance Commission is one of the important constitutional body. Do read and study and prepare thoroughly with respect to 16 Finance Commission. Understood? Next, Coal Controllers Organization. When current affairs in bodies, you should study with respect to bodies that are in news like this Coal Controllers Organization. So they've given the functions. What are the roles of CCO? Source of statistics, coal statistics it can maintain. Monitors and captive blocks. How many blocks are there of the coal? Yes, objections. Ensures delivery to end users. Same type of question trap has been set. For example, in economy they say NABARD ensures loan is given to all the end users, all the agricultural farmers. Does NABARD do that? NABARD is a refinancing bank. It will give to all other banks to give loans to the farmers. So it doesn't ensure the end user delivery. Same way CCO is not. For example, you have Coal Authority of India. Okay, which ensures Coal Authority of India. Ensures delivery to end users. There are private companies or government companies which ensures it, not the Coal Controllers Organization. CCO, Controllers Organization, is to ensure there is a fair regulatory framework and it does the works of regulation. It doesn't ensure that whether coal is going to the end user or not. So 1, 2, 3 is right, but fourth statement is wrong. This is the way trap is set by UPSC in respect to in economic questions also traps are set like that. In polity also, if you take this as a polity body, then in polity if you take it as a body, statutory body, then you know that these 3 statements are correct with respect to regulations and 4th statement is wrong. It was asked in 22. T-board also was asked in 22. T-board, same way there are Kaya board, okay, there are many other board, coffee board. You just go through it, and some of the important statutory board with respect to polity, bar council, okay, all this becomes important. It's a statutory body. Yes, Ministry of Agriculture. T-board's purpose is for commerce to export. So not agriculture but Ministry of Commerce. HQ in Bengaluru. Where is tea grown normally more? Coffee we can understand. Okay, Karnataka is the major producer, but tea is in Kerala region or the northeast, okay, which is West Bengal, Assam. So this also will be wrong. Official offices in Dubai and Moscow, might be right or wrong, but since it was not a pair question, if you know 2 and 3 are wrong, you can end up with 1 and 4 directly. But if you don't know, it's a choice. It's 1 pair or 4 pair. But if you understand it is for exporting, okay, and you need, if it's an exporting body, offices in offshore countries, then you can think, yes, Dubai, Moscow can be a, okay, offices can be there. Okay, this is logical deduction. You know it's not Agriculture, Ministry of Commerce. When you are exporting, you need to have offices overseas. Might be a possibilities that offices are there in Dubai and Moscow. I would have gone with 2 pair if this was not there. So answer is 1 and 4. T-Board Act under 1953 under Ministry of Commerce. HQ is in Kolkata, West Bengal, and it maintains overseas offices. Clear? Even without knowing, you should be able to answer, deduce logically. RBI, it can be economic question or polity. We'll see here. Appointed by central government. Correct. RBI Act is there, right? RBI Act is there, 1935 ka. Constitutional provisions allow direction. Is it constitutional provisions or RBI Act? See the trap, classical trap. Not constitutional provisions, but RBI Act give all these provisions. Governor power from RBI Act. See, these two are contradicting statements. If constitutional provisions, then RBI Act. Okay, these are opposite statements. If constitution is providing, governor power also should come from constitution, right? If separate act is there, then the all other directions, provisions also come from RBI Act. So statement 2 is wrong, 2 pairs are right. That is 1 and 3 is correct here. Government directions are issued under Section 7 of RBI Act, not constitutional provisions. And governor's power comes entirely from RBI Act of 1934. Clear? So, my friends, I hope this session has been very helpful, and to decipher and understand how themes are getting repeated, study these themes well. Any current affairs linked to these themes are very important in polity, that you refer and make notes and revise well. So we'll see you in the next class. Take care.